We put together a draft club playoff bracket. We know that the college football playoff bracket is coming out, but we feel as though our bracket is better, right? So I'm going to read off. I'm going to do it in sections of 4, right? We're going to go this thing 12 to 8.
12 to 8.
Then we're going to keep going by 4. I'm not about to break that down.
Okay.
Things
All
will
right.
get difficult for you,
all right.
all right? So let's start at the very bottom, right? We have Memphis at 12, Vanderbilt at 11, Texas at 10, Virginia at 9. Reaction.
I was wondering whether or not you're going to know how to count backwards.
I was definitely about to start counting forward again. Once I got to 10, I was about to go back to 11,
I was looking
12.
at you like, 9 comes next, big dog. That was funny.
I was about to go back up.
I'm happy that the big thing for us, a big discussion that happened offset that I'll include the audience in on is we went back and forth a lot on Vanderbilt, Notre Dame.
Vanderbilt versus Notre Dame.
And we left Notre Dame out and we put Vanderbilt in. For a lot of reasons, number one reason, Diego Pavia. The quarterback position matters. This quarterback tight end duo between him and Eli Stowers is one of the better ones in college football. Diego's been one of the best stories in college football, and this is a fun team in a good environment in the SEC that plays a really tough schedule. Notre Dame, as much as I love Marcus Freeman, play in a damn conference, man.
Not only that.
Play in a damn conference. I'm so over this shit with Notre Dame. Like, I get it, and I respect Marcus Freeman so much, and I understand they went to a national championship, but they still don't have a quarterback. That position, I'm just tired of it. Yeah. I'm tired of it. And this was strictly, you and I went back, forth, but I'm glad we put Vanderbilt in, and I think they deserve it.
You take care of Vanderbilt. I'm going to go with Texas. And the thought process with that from us, right, is that Texas is becoming better. I think Arch Manning is 6 touchdowns and 1 interceptions over his past couple games, right? He's starting to turn it on a little bit. But also, we have to think about this. This was a brand new Texas team. What I mean that they had a brand new offensive line, running backs returning from injuries, all new starters at the wide receiver position. It was going to take time for them to be cohesive, for them to learn each other. And we have to watch out that Texas is not starting to pick up stride and starting to feel themselves. Yeah,
you definitely don't want that Texas team to start building confidence because it does seem that's happening right now. It does seem that's happening right now. So I definitely think they deserve, based off of where we are right now, to be in the top 12.
Yep. All right. Well, let me continue my process of counting backwards, right?
8.
10, 9. 8. We have BYU at number 8.
Yep.
We have Ole Miss at number 7, Oregon at number 6, and Georgia at number 5.
Yeah, so this one was a little bit easier than that one. We didn't have too much discussion. It was more around where we were going to place Oregon, Ole Miss, and Georgia based off of that, and then putting BYU at 8. I understand, BYU fans, please don't come yelling at us. I understand that y'all are 8-0, but your strength of schedule is outside of the top 40. That matters. I'm respecting you by putting you at 8. I'm respecting you by keeping you in there. But I'm telling you, what we're not going to do is can't get smoke showed when you get to the college football playoff, because then you get to one and done situation. You got to show up and you got to be able to play. I like BYU. I've told you, I love that environment. It's a crazy environment. For them to host one of the playoff games would be awesome for that first round of the college football playoffs. But the reason y'all are 8 and not closer is because your strength of schedule is outside the top 40, and that has to matter when you're talking about putting these rankings together.
Yeah, and I'll say this, BYU fans, she vouched for y'all. I was willing to put y'all at number 11 or something, right? So be happy with exactly where y'all at. My point inside of this next 4 that we went over, right, was Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I really want to be aggressive on Ole Miss. I think this team has the goods to potentially be that kind of dark horse championship.
I want to, but
because their only losses at Georgia.
It's every time I believe in Lane, it bites me in the ass.
Well, you know,
Lane got to go win it before I fully buy in.
But I'm gonna say this, and this is the part where I think I'm starting to buy in, is that the 2 quarterbacks that he had before this was Jackson Dart
and Matt Corral.
Yeah. I think this Trinidad Chambers kid has some game into him. So,
yeah, I like that. I like the storyline. I definitely like the storyline, and I love Lane. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they finish the season.
Okay, process continued.
4.
Indiana at 4, Alabama at 3, Texas A&M at 2, Ohio State at 1.
Fans at home, I want to tell you, Indiana, I wanted to put you at 3. We conceded. We had a little back and forth. We had concessions that we made throughout this. I think at the end of the day, this will figure itself out when we get to the end of the year. But these are the top 4 teams. I don't think it's arguable. These are the best 4 teams in the country as of right now. Alabama, I could argue, is the best team in the country. Honestly, they're playing their best football. So when it comes to the teams that we're talking about, Ohio State deserves that number 1 spot. They've done nothing to prove outside of that. They've taken care of every single team that they have to take care of. And that Texas win is now starting to look like a better win because Texas continues to get better. That win at the beginning of the season. Yep. So if they finish the year strong, you're going to see, is this going to be what's going to happen between the top 2 teams in the Big Ten? It's going to be very interesting down the stretch how everything shakes out. But I think these 4 teams, if you have another team in the top 4, I think you're lying to yourself at this point.
Yeah, no, I like our top 4, and I'll say this, that college football has come a long way because just about 5-6 weeks ago, I think we were all over the place with who's the best team in college football. You let these guys get in, play football, see some matchups, and I feel confident in Ohio State at number 1, Texas A&M at number 2, Alabama at number 3, and Indiana earned their way into number 4.
Who of that 4, does Texas A&M scare you at all?
It scared me in a good way or a bad way? Which way? Scare me that you think that they're overrated.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go here. No, I don't.
Okay.
They don't scare me from that.
Do you
perspective.
buy into Marcel Reed? Is that why?
I'm buying into the fact that he's an electric playmaker with his legs and he can do some things with his arm and the trenches. Like this team,
Mike Elko, baby.
Yeah, they were battle tested against Notre Dame right early on in the season, and then I'll say this: that the defensive line, they show up time in and time out again. So I think Texas A&M has the goods. Them going to LSU was a big time test for them, and they put it on LSU. At the end of the season, they have a matchup against Texas, which I think is going to be a
for all the marbles,
for
baby.
all the marbles.
Yeah, so Elko's strength's the defensive line. So he's been doing a good job there.
Yeah, and I know why you asked that question, because there have been probably since the Johnny Manziel era, right?
They've kind of done this.
Yeah, they've been versions of the Texas A&M Aggies that we're like, oh, they're good, and then they kind of fall apart. I think this brand of football, they're not going to fall apart.